What's going on, guys? We are back. We're going to be doing this week's update from July 26th to August 1st for PSA, Pure Grade X, and HGA. So, if you haven't um, seen any of the videos, basically what we're doing here is we are keeping track of the total pop count for each of these. I try to do it every day. Unfortunately, sometimes I cannot, but I have been keeping track since April, and you can go back and review any numbers you like in this chart. I put the link in the comments in case anyone would like to go check it out. If this is your first time checking out the channel, understand this is a low budget, a rustic channel. I don't have all the fancy programs and camera systems and all that fancy stuff, right? I started the channel out of my own personal um, journey, right? I just really wanted to start to document my transactions, my mail days. So just in case there was ever a mail day where I were to receive a damaged package or something, I could have it all video recorded, and and have proof of whatever the issue is. Uh, Luckily, I've been doing this for a few months now, and I've only had the issue once. So far so good. But I have started this pop count report that I think has been accepted pretty well in a couple of Facebook groups and also in YouTube land. So here we are with the pop reports. We're gonna start off with Pure Graded X. I was asked this week why I even keep track of Pure Graded X. Honestly, it doesn't cost me any time to check out their pop report. It takes me literally seconds to check it out, see what they're doing, and I'm in and out. So that's why I keep track of it. It's more just out of curiosity on what they're doing over there. And at this point, they're just not updating their pop report, even though I have heard that they have started grading again. Next one is going to be HGA. HGA has started updating their pop report this week, so good for them. They had their pop report offline for over a month or about a month, so they finally were able to fix whatever issues they were looking at fixing, hopefully, and they have now updated their pop report. Saw an increase of this week of 2,482 cards in their pop report. Moving on to PSA. As we know, the Nationals was being held this last past weekend in Chicago. So we did see where PSA was affected by this. They were averaging about 180,000 cards per week, and last week they graded about 155,000, and this week they graded about 120, a little bit over 125. So in the 2 week span, they have lost about 90,000 cards, possibly due to the Nationals, where they had a huge presence there. So again, for this week, PSA graded 125,938 cards. This does not take into account any coins, packs, things of that nature. I am solely keeping track of baseball, football, basketball cards, trading card game cards, hockey, golf, and soccer. So mostly all the big sports here. The biggest increase this week again was basketball with 42,607 cards. So again, basketball is the number one sport, followed by baseball with 30,991. So PSA just keeps grading. We'll see what happens next week when they finally wrap up the nationals and then they go back home. I do expect another dip in their pop count for next week as well. Hopefully they can get this back up to about the 140, 150 range. So, all right. Moving on to the individual cards. Again, there was less cards graded this week. So, individually, we saw a decrease again, once again. Luca Prism, base card PSA 9, they graded 71. PSA 10, they graded 63. For the silvers, PSA 9, they graded 21. And for the PSA 10, they graded 9. Zion Prism, they graded a total of 63 PSA 9s and 79 PSA 10s. So I just want to keep highlighting the total number of Prism Zion PSA 9 total count at this day. It is at 14,944. PSA 10 is at 18,752 cards. So remember that, guys, when you guys are out there buying these cards up, you know, if you guys or even in the market of buying one up, there are many of these cards out there, many. So at this point, we don't know what the backlog looks like, but or what's in the backlog, but we can definitely say that this is one of the most graded cards that there is for this year. So total count for PSA 9 and PSA 10 Zions are almost 36,000 cards. Moving on to John Moran, PSA 9 base card at 13,000. That was an increase of 92 cards. PSA 10 increased by 85. The silver PSA 9 John Moran increased by 8, and the PSA 10 silver increased by 7. Moving on to football, Patrick Mahomes silver PSA 9 rookie card increased by 7. By 15, and the PSA 10 increased by 3. Moving on to optic, Patrick Mahomes rookie card PSA 9 increased by 20, and PSA 10 increased by 14. The Justin Herbert silver PSA 9 increased by 8, and the PSA 10 increased by 5. Mike Trout is another one that I don't think a lot of people understand how many of those cards there is actually graded out there. PSA 9 finished the week off at 2,937, increased by 25. PSA 10 total count is 5,436, increased by 20 this week. For Fernando Tatis Jr., PSA 9 increased by 59. PSA 10 increased by 45. And Ronald Acuna Jr., PSA 9 increased by 15, and PSA 10 increased by 42. What I want to comment on is I've been seeing on Facebook, there's been a picture of the Zion Williamson Prism card PSA 10, and it talks about how it's the most highly graded card, you know, the most graded card out there, and while it is true, it is the most graded card, right? There is more PSA 10s of that card than any other card out there. Keep in mind the 2018 Ronald Acuna PSA 10 is only 68 behind that card. So we may be seeing the Ronald Acuna catch up to Zion in the next few weeks, and maybe even pass him, you know, depending on what happens with the backlog. And then the Juan Soto 2018 PSA 9 increased by 27, and the PSA 10 increased by 56. Moving on, Zion Williamson PSA 9 Donruss increased by 17, and the PSA 10 increased by 17 as well. John Morant PSA 9 increased by 17 for Donruss number 202, and PSA 10 increased by 12. Again, if this is your first time watching this video, I picked these two cards because they are low-end cards, and this will give us a very clear picture of when April 1st comes around, because that was when PSA essentially shut down, and the only available grading service was the Super Express at $300, and I do not believe anyone will be grading these cards at $300. So once those two cards we see flatline, then I think we are near the April 1st date on those. Moving on to 2018 Prism Trae Young PSA 9 increased by 139, PSA 10 increased by 57. For the silver, Trae Young PSA 9 increased by 11, and PSA 10 increased by 9. And then moving on to the Ken Griffey Jr. PSA 9 89 Upper Deck rookie card increased by 28, and the PSA 10 increased by 6. The BGS 9 increased by 1, BGS 9.5 increased by 2. And moving on to SGC 9 and 9.5, did not see any movement on those two cards. So that does it, guys, for this week. Let me know if you have any questions or anything that I could maybe do to make this chart a little bit better. I will go and put the link in the comment section in case anyone would like to view it. But that's it, guys. Take care out there and be safe.